toughest triathlon race in the Philippines is back for its 5th edition, IRONMAN Philippines 2026, held in the country's triathlon capital of Subic Bay, Olongapo, Zambales. Known for its grueling heat, challenging course, and relentless conditions, it's a race that pushes every athlete to their limits. This year, I returned to the start line once again, chasing my 7th full Ironman finish and my 4th finish at Ironman Philippines. From the swim to the bike and all the way to the marathon, here's my complete race report. The highs, the lows, and everything in between. Let's get started. Let's start with the pre-race experience and expo. Since 2022, the Ironman Philippines Race Village has been located at the Subic Bay Expo and Convention Center, and 2026 is no exception. This is where athletes claim their race kits and explore the expo for all race categories, including the full Ironman, Ironman 70.3, and Sunrise Sprints events. Compared to previous years, the race village felt slightly larger this time around, thanks to the addition of the Sunrise Sprint categories. While the venue has generally felt a bit compact since 2022, especially when compared to much larger setup during the inaugural Ironman Philippines in 2018. The expanded event lineup helped create a livelier atmosphere with more athletes, exhibitors, and race day excitement through the expo area.
So we're now here with the race kit claiming and let's go! So Friday na ngayon, a lot of participants are claiming their race kits already.
Upon arrival at the race village, I headed straight to the race kit collection, and the entire process was smooth and hassle-free. All I had to do was present my ID and QR code, and the event staff efficiently took care of the rest. Having participated in 4 out of 5 editions of Ironman Philippines, I can confidently say that this was one of the best race kit collection experiences I've ever had. Everything was well organized, quick, and professionally managed, as expected with sunrise events. The race pack itself was also a standout, featuring one of the best Ironman bags I've received. It's spacious, durable, and highly functional, more than capable of carrying all your triathlon gear with plenty of room left over for race day essentials. Now, let's go and check out this year's Ironman merch.
So Ironman merch! Let's check out Ironman merch! So cycling jerseys here for 2,000. Medyo mahal siya. The t-shirt to 150. Event shirts 5150. As usual, may mga old Ironmans here. Cebu. Bike bag here for 5.5. So overall, yung merch na naman for this Ironman is like meh. Meh, it's okay lang, nothing special.
The optional welcome dinner was surprisingly great. Usually, I skip the welcome dinner, but this year I decided to give it a try. Food was decent, entertainment was great, so giving this a big plus for this year's Ironman Philippines. A quick glimpse into the race briefing, bike check-in at Transition 1 and run gear check-in at Transition 2, which are all done on Saturday, the day before the event. The race briefing was straightforward and clear with a nice weather report from Kuya Kim Atienza. Next was run gear check-in at Transition 2 at the back of Subic Bay Expo and Convention Center. It was quick and straightforward as well. Bike check-in was hassle-free as there are designated times per athletes depending on your race number. Took me less than 5 minutes to check in my bike and claim my timing chip. Good hassle-free experience and very organized, which is expected from sunrise events.
Have our bike rack here, and we have racked our bike in the T1 transition one. So after the swim there, we'll be coming from here and then get on our bikes and then exit here. So after this, we already deposited our run gear sa T2. So we're all good. Tomorrow na nga lang.
Race number, sir.
391.
Sir Francis.
Okay, thank you. So here's our timing chip. Tomorrow we'll do the final preps and then we'll be doing the Ironman Philippines 2026 my fourth Ironman, and hopefully my fourth Ironman Philippines finish, my 7th full Ironman distance finish. And yeah, see you tomorrow sa race day.
Overall, I give the pre-race experience and expo a B+ rating. Fast race kit claiming experience, great quality Ironman bag for this year, a little bit bigger expo selection, but still somewhat average official Ironman Expo merch. The welcome dinner was surprisingly great, while the race briefing, bike check-in, and run gear setup was seamless and straightforward. Now let's get into the race itself. One of the biggest changes this year was the earlier swim start. For Ironman Philippines 2026, full distance athletes entered the water at 5:20 a.m., followed just 10 minutes later by the 70.3 participants at 5:30 a.m. It was noticeably earlier than what I have experienced in previous editions, making for an even earlier wake-up call on race morning.
Going for 7 Ironman.
Yeah, man!
So, mag-start na kami mga 15 minutes.
Leading up to the race day, many athletes were expecting a rough and choppy swim. The weather forecast wasn't promising, and it had been raining almost continuously for several days. Fortunately, race day delivered a pleasant surprise. We were greeted with calm waters and excellent conditions, creating a much smoother swim than most had anticipated. Having completed 4 previous editions of Ironman Philippines, I can confidently say that this was one of the best swim conditions I've experienced in Subic Bay. The only edition I would rank higher is Ironman Philippines 2022, which benefited from being held earlier in the year around March. Even so, the 2026 swim was exceptional and provided a fantastic start to what would become a very long day of racing. The swim is a 2-loop swim starting from the Subic Bay boardwalk going for a counterclockwise loop. The course was well marked with several personnel on standby to assist and guide the participants. I was able to finish the swim leg in about 1 hour and 35 minutes, a decent swim for my standards as I'm not really a strong swimmer. One suggestion for future Ironman Philippines events is that the transition area was a bit small, and it was kinda crowded during the transition to biking. Hopefully, they'll improve this in future editions. Now onto the longest segment of any Ironman race, the bike leg. Unfortunately, we don't have any footage or photos from the bike course, as the majority of the ride takes place along SCTEX. But I'll do my best to describe the experience. The bike course begins with an immediate climb from Subic Bay up to the Subic-Clark-Tarlac Expressway, or SCTEX. From there, athletes complete 4 loops on the expressway before returning to Subic Bay for the final 30 kilometers of the ride. The biggest course change this year was the addition of a 2-loop section within Subic Bay itself. In previous editions, virtually the entire bike course was held on SCTEX. Personally, I preferred the old layout, though that's simply a matter of preference rather than a criticism of the new route. Weather-wise, the ride started out hot and sunny, with temperatures steadily rising through the morning. By midday, however, cloud cover began to roll in, eventually bringing rain just as many athletes were completing the final kilometers of the bike course inside Subic Bay. The challenging conditions provided some relief from the heat. but also added another challenge late in the ride. In terms of safety, the course was well managed. One side of SCTEX was closed exclusively for the event, giving athletes plenty of space to ride safely. If I had one criticism, it would be the aid stations on SCTEX. There were only one station in each direction, and the available nutrition was limited to water and ion electrolyte drinks. Compared to previous editions of Ironman Philippines, the support felt a bit sparse, especially considering the length of the bike leg and the demanding conditions. I eventually completed the bike course in approximately 6 hours and 45 minutes. It wasn't my strongest ride, and I could already feel that I wasn't heading into the run in ideal conditions. Still, there was only one left thing to do. I racked my bike, changed into my running shoes, and at around 2 p.m., began the final challenge of the day, the marathon. The last and most grueling part of the Ironman event, the 42-kilometer run in a tropical climate. Good thing the weather was great for running. It was cloudy and cool, which really helped us triathletes run the marathon in the afternoon. Imagine running at around 2 to 3 p.m. on a hot sunny day. One thing that made the run experience a whole lot better is the Triathlon team tents that supported their triathletes. It really helped with the morale and pushes you to run in certain parts of the course. It was a great first loop for me, averaging about 6 minutes per kilometer, but around 10 km, I switched to a run-walk method as I was going to cramp if I ran continuously. Nevertheless, I slug it out and managed to finish the 4-loop marathon in about 5 hours and 37 minutes, crossing the finish line at around 8 p.m. with a total time of 14 hours and 13 minutes, marking my 7th full Ironman distance finish and my 4th Ironman Philippines finish in 5 editions. Crossing the finish line and safely finishing one of the hardest one-day endurance events, Ironman Philippines 2026 is definitely one of the well-organized triathlon events in the country. Overall, I give the race experience an 8. My only real complaint is the lack of aid stations at the SCTEX bike course, but overall, everything was well-manned, safe, and a festive Ironman course.
Very good.
7 Ironmans! My 7th Ironman finish! Let's go!
The post-race experience was excellent as well. As soon as you cross the finish line, you're welcomed by the volunteers and presented with your finisher medal. Out of the 4 editions of Ironman Philippines that I've completed, I would say this year's medal is one of the best in terms of design and overall quality. The finisher shirt was another highlight. While I still think the inaugural Ironman Philippines finisher shirt from 2018 remains the best, this year's design is a close second and is definitely one that I'll proudly wear. The post-race meal was similar to previous years, with food provided by Shakey's. My only issue was the meal had already gone cold by the time I got it, making it a little less enjoyable after a long day of racing. On the positive side, bike checkout was quick, organized, and completely hassle-free. Overall, I'll give the post-race experience a solid B+. The finisher medal, shirt, and smooth event logistics were all top-notch. If the organizers can improve the post-race meal experience, especially for athletes finishing later in the day, it would be very close to a perfect finish to an already well-executed event. I hope you liked the race report video of the Ironman Philippines 2026, and it gave you some insights on the logistics, the actual race itself, and everything in between the event. Please like and subscribe for more running and triathlon videos. See you on the next race.